Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back. I am back. I feel like I owe an apology for the last video I made, which was an update to my house where I said that I was coming back. And obviously that was like almost a week ago. Yeah, things have been busy, things have been crazy. I guess it's life with 3 kids, 5 and under. Yeah, just life is busy. I'm busy. And I'm obviously not trying to, I mean, this YouTube channel is a hobby. It's a very fun hobby, but I do make sacrifices so that my kids have a better life and I'm more present for them. But I still feel bad when I tell you guys I'm coming back or I'm going to be doing videos and that sort of thing. I feel like a broken record. I hate telling people stuff and then it not happening. So apologies for that. I'm not going to make a promise now that I'm going to be making a video every day. My weekend is halfway over, so I may make 1 or 2 more videos and then I'll be going back to work, and hopefully I can get a little more of a regular steady rhythm down now. We will see. I can't make any promises, but I think I'm gonna start trying to set you guys up for notifications of like, hey, I won't be making videos this 4-day, or I will. Anyway, enough about that, enough about my personal life. We're here for a battle. So I do not have the stats, or I have the stats and results of this battle, but I don't have the cores. But this is part of, I believe it's either the beginning of a tournament or it's the warm-up for the tournament. So we have some clans playing against each other. It looks like the GR clan maybe playing against the Rhinebund no, well, Rhinebund? I don't know. Not totally sure, but the French are on the GR side. And this is on Italy 8A. And all I have is the French. So of course we have an 8-point Ney, a 9-point McDonald, a 7-point Mason. I think someone told me how to pronounce that correctly, but I've totally forgotten already. And then a 10-point Victor. They're going up against, looks like some British, the British mixture with the Spanish. You have a Austria, maybe 2 Austrias, and then a Russia-Prussia corps as well. I do not know the names of these corps. I apologize. But still, it looks to be an amazing battle. Already, we have a lot of pressure. Actually, we have some cavalry fighting things out here. Looks like already Austria has lost a little bit of cavalry here. The Dragoons taking the first charge here, now getting charged once again by some Hussars. Or maybe some Chevaliers, actually. Infantry ranged up, me pouring a volley. We'll see how well this goes. But yeah, a cavalry skirmish already as a 7-pointer is pushing up to join MacDonald. And of course you have that Russia-Prussia mix pushing here. Maybe gonna put some pressure on his horse guns, pushing forward. Victor really making a push here. Now I like the reserve Ney. Look at this. Just pushing forward here in the center. Ney has an advanced guard that is trying to hold, I'm assuming, around this LOC. They have quite a job ahead of them as the British pushing hard as they can to get this LOC, as this is a very tough LOC to take. Very excellent terrain for defending. And they're going to have their work cut out for them with pushing forward some Portuguese units as well. Man, they got a lot of infantry ranged here. You have some cavalry kind of harassing the 7-pointer maybe. No squares able to form on that rear. Yeah, this, like, look at this though. Ney almost here. It is gonna be a desperate fight for the house. But the British getting closer and closer. Looks like he's gonna throw some Voltigeurs in there to defend. We'll see if the British try to contest this. Nice volleys going down range though. The French definitely gonna receive some casualties here. They do take that LOC, but still. Victor's pushing on the right, trying to support. We got some Austrians holding their ground here. It does look like the British are gonna chalk this up to a loss for now, but I don't think they're at all done contesting this place. Okay, what's happening here? I'm totally missing what looks like a swamp of cavalry just running the rear guard down for this 7-pointer. No squares in sight. They do have some squares here, some cavalry. We'll see if Austria and the Russia-Prussia mix-up can break a portion of the 7-pointer. There's no support of infantry here. There we go, forming a square. Cavalry forming up as well. More cavalry from the 9-pointer push up to help support their ally. Like I said, guys, the cavalry can only do so much. They can only do so much to harass this line, but without infantry to support that, it's going to become a bit of a tough. It's going to be a tough break for them. Here we go. Look at these reinforcements in the wheat field here. Ney has gotten his corps up. He will definitely be able to defend this LOC for the time being. The British now have to make a move one way or the other. Now, I would be concerned about a flanking push here. MacDonald may have to defend Ney's right flank as the British are ranged up here, but you have at least one, if not two corps pushing here on the right. Now, the Russia-Prussia has only 836 men, so he may actually be a lot of cavalry and artillery. Maybe. Usually when I see a corps that low, that's usually indication that they are a artillery cavalry corps, or at least just cavalry. But here we go. So Austria now receiving some pressure. Landwehr looks like they're charging in against those. Those are hussars. Hussars. Line infantry though in support. So this is how you want to. Obviously on the other side against that 7-pointer Mason. There was no infantry to back up their attack. They could have capitalized a lot more on hitting that 7-pointer. But here we have cavalry infantry in coordination. Victor really putting pressure on the Austrian line. But now, we have the British. They still are back. They're not in this tree line. We're still waiting to see. We have a right flank that is gotten, for the most part, away. They're in safety. Safe and sound. Forming up their lines here. They have cavalry to defend. Now they know that there is a Austrian cav presence. But here we go. Here is the flanking Austrian line. And I'm seeing more cavalry from the Prussia-Russia. Looks like some Russian heavies. Always loved these uniforms that the Russian cavalry has. So nice. The black and gold is just a killer look. It's just absolutely. I think those are Russian heavies. I'm pretty sure. Maybe they're like, I don't think they're Prussian, but they could be Prussian, I guess. It's been a while, guys. I mean, I'm rusty, I guess. I don't know. But here we go. The British helping out against Victor, helping keep that hold, but that may give actually Ney a chance to put pressure on the British, as they will now be distracted in two places. Like if you had some cavalry, some dragoons try charging in against the Landwehr. Did not work out well for them. They can keep pressing the attack with their line infantry. They have more cavalry. They want to save some of it to counter the enemy cav attacks. Over here, it does look like we have a square versus cavalry. And I'm almost 100% certain now that this Prussia-Russia is a cav corps. I've seen a lot of cavalry approach. Look at this. Did they go like all Russian cavalry?
Sir, our general is under
That's
attack.
nice. That's very nice. Here we go, though. Ney, he is pushing. And the beautiful thing is his flank can adjust, and MacDonald can press forward to pressure any attacking flank on Ney. And Ney can really start exerting some pressure on this British center line. Now look at that. You can see the French in the background pushing on the Austrian line. It's beautiful. Here we go. Looks like we may have a potential column advancing straight down the road. Yep. That is absolutely looking assault-like in nature. And they've waited long enough. The British are not going to have some nice volleys to just counter. Now, especially considering they're Portuguese. Yeah, they're going to be decent, but they won't have insane fighting or shooting or melee defense or melee attack. But they will shoot once they get going. It's like, you know, one of those things where like they first initially, oh my gosh. That's rough. This one Voltaire is definitely getting the pressure. I'm curious to see what this Austrian-Russian... I'm just going to call him Russia, okay? I'm just going to call him Russia. That flag's first in the left to right order. I'm curious if they're going to get some nice infantry, cavalry, coordinated attacks. I'm excited to see those. As we do have some very experienced players here. Now, we do have squares getting formed. Austria being forced into some squares. Infantry rushing forward as the cavalry did their work. More Russian or more French cavalry charging forward, breaking yet another Austrian line. These grenadiers trying to pull back potentially. I'm looking for this. The British trying to keep a gap. Nice flanking volleys here. Harassing Ney as he tries to make a push. We have a beautiful, what's going to be, I assume, a beautiful fight in the wheat field. McDonald forming up here. Keep in mind, we still have that 7-pointer in reserve. Oh, that's a lot of Austrians. Oh, man. Oh, no. That's a lot of flags with cavalry behind them. This is actually probably going to be the more devastating force. Now, of course, let's not skip over here where Victor is still putting quite a lot of pressure. I can't tell if the Grenadiers charged the French, or if Austria charged the French or the French charged the Austrians. But more cavalry's charging in here. Square from those Austrian Grenadiers. Austria has been slowly retreating, but it's been organized. It's been well held together despite the fact that they are under a lot of pressure here. We have the British trying to do what they can to push out and distract Victor's right. Oh, I missed it, didn't I? All right, well, square was not formed. Heavy cavalry going in again, and now some Austrian hussars charging in here. MacDonald in trouble as now... Let's get it from the Austrian perspective, because look at this. Executed attack. Look at that. They have column upon column pushing forward here. Oh, yeah. That is absolutely seems to be the new amazing formation. 7-pointer needs to push in here and help out MacDonald. Not too much is happening in too many places at once. France is committing here. Victor really going in. Now, Austria does have a lot of grenadiers over here, so they can defend. Still, some cuirassiers getting some nice charges off with line infantry in reserve. Here in the center, it looks like the French are now getting, defending their LOCs. Charge in the center here. Some Polonaise. Breaking the British line. We have a column pushing forward. Let's not forget the Austrian push, which is going quite well here. They've already pushed the French back to this stone wall. We still have a 7-pointer who has not committed, and he seems to be ignoring this. Maybe MacDonald feels confident in defending this. Now, there's still Russian cavalry hovering in the back, and they've gone back and forth. But the cavalry is going to have a tough time on this stone wall with the pathfinding trying to charge in. France makes a huge push here with cavalry. They do lose the LOC here, and they can pull back from that. They don't need to hold it right now. But the British, those Portuguese units took that cavalry charge, and they broke. And now you can see the British are going to have to reform here as their center has been broken through. Over here, Austria, they're losing. They are definitely losing. It has not been a landslide of a loss, but they have lost, I think, this right flank. They still have some troops left, but now we have the British falling back. The only saving portion of this fight, and it does look like that's on the left, and Austria is even pulling back. I think they're planning to reform here. Now, keep in mind, guys, 7-pointer has not committed. So we have 3 of the French corps committed, but I believe all 4 of the coalition's corps are committed. or were committed. The British have taken the LOC. They did some work. Now they're pulling back behind this grove of trees. So they've gotten a good position. They have some backing from the Austrians and Russians. They still have the right flank intact, but it is looking a little bit rough. I think they may be almost dead. And I believe this Austria only had a force of almost 1,200 men. They had a very small corps versus Victor. I don't even know who was Victor, but I'm assuming he had a decent-sized army. I mean, even if the smallest French army in the field is still 1,700 men, so, you know, take with that what you will, but there's a difference in number, at least. We have a countercharge by some Austrian cavalry, some hussars, get rid of some skirmishers. Oh, they break, though. Here we go. We got the 7-pointer. I think they've realized where the big problem is. And they are going to be pushing on the Austria, focusing most of their forces there. They are not going to need them anywhere else right now, as this whole left side of the field definitely looking better. Victor, I think, is a little bloodied. Definitely lost some men, but he's still very much in the fight. Ney, very strong still in the center. I think this battle could be separated into a couple stages. I think with the left flank falling, that is another stage close of the battle, and we're starting the next one, which is the assault here on the right flank here. MacDonald has done quite well holding that right flank. I'll be curious if he pushes in with his attack, or they're going to hold their ground and let Ney... Oh, he does have some forces here. MacDonald has some forces here. The 7-pointer in here, and I think Ney even is in here. Yep, coordination here, the center. It's center right, I guess. This is kind of more dead center here, but they're still pushing in the center, but the left kind of holding, left center holding. The far right is pushing, and the center. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Sounds right to me. Yeah, they're gonna be massing up a lot of infantry here. Now keep in mind, they are going up against an Austria that has masses of infantry of their own, and they are definitely pulling quite far back. But now, with LSC being assaulted, maybe they're committing. I see troops marching back. Yeah, I think they're going to take this fight. Whether or not they want to, they're going to take this fight. The tree line may be helpful to them. And I think we're going to have some Russian cavalry charging into that column. There is one square. Russia sees it. They're going to go for the center, maybe. He's going to try to squeeze. Nope. He's going to go straight for it. Nah, that's not going to work out well for them. There's a square that's clipping their entire flank. Still, it may tie up this French line so that the coalition can push in here. I'm really curious to see how this fight goes. Just sit here, see the whole thing. Maybe sit like right. And of course, there's some firing back and forth here, but this is it, especially right there. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now we have that cavalry. It's going to break that skirmisher unit. Line of troops going to pull back as the Austrian line forms up here. I think they were hoping maybe for a closer contact with the French line, but there's a lot of space in between the two, making it a bit of a challenge for that coordinated infantry and cavalry push. We do have the push across the road from Ney now on the left, trying to pinch the British in 2 spots at once. Here we go, bayonet charge on the British. And a beautiful execution of a charge here. They're going to break through here. Now the British have a problem. They obviously have a French corps pushing on their flank. With Austria pretty much gone, they're going to have to deal with that. I see a lot of cavalry shifting over maybe to help with that push. MacDonald is still kind of chilling. The numerical advantage seems so heavily in favor of the French right now. Just seems better. Oh, artillery getting charged now. And the infantry behind. Here we go. Austria trying their best to protect the right flank here. This French corps from Victor definitely getting hit pretty hard with cavalry. He's just scrambling to get some squares to protect his line. In the center, I see France getting thrown back a little bit here. I'm assuming, yep, it's because of that Russian cavalry charging in to defend the line. Square did get formed. Still a raging fight for this LOC. The fight is starting to trickle down into the right flank here.
Our men are running, sir.
LOC still hung onto by the British. Tenacious. Oh, Victor's gonna... Ooh, this is gonna start hurting. Victor's in trouble here. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of squares. It's gonna start hurting. And now the British have infantry close by to support. Victor may actually get destroyed here on the left. There's too much cavalry. He does not have enough squares. Still everywhere else. I mean, look at all this cavalry over here. MacDonald could shift some of that cavalry over to help, or just ignore it. I don't know. The coalition could hope to make a quick strike and destroy the left and then push over here. I mean, the French seem pretty determined to cling on to this portion of the road they've taken. And they keep committing more and more troops to the LOC. And making an advance now. Advancing as far as the right flank as well. Quite the battle here. Uh-oh. Ney's definitely hurt. His left flank definitely is hurt. He has artillery to help defend that flank, but they gotta pull back from this. This is a bad situation here. They have people flanking here. Victor is potentially going to be in trouble with so much cavalry massed up. Oh my gosh. 9 units of cavalry. He does not have the resources to take the charge here. Now we do have some cavalry defending the artillery piece. At the same time, like I said, Ney having to fall as units start breaking. But here we go. Oh man, this is too easy. Russia is gonna have a field day here. Poor Victor.
Our men are running, sir.
The sacrificial stand. Distracting all the cavalry here. And while he does that, Mason, Ney, maybe even some MacDonald are gonna push here. This may help. So the Russians are tied up here defending or destroying Victor. And at the same time, he's going to push. Yep, look at this. He's full sending it. MacDonald's pushing. The whole right flank is pushing. They have to make this sacrifice that Victor is making count. Beautiful counter volley here. Oh my gosh. Breaking one Russian cavalry unit. That still is going to save a lot. Look at this though. Charging out of the tree line. Artillery in danger of being taken out. They can't really fire a lot of artillery in a lot of directions because of the infantry just bogging into, charging right into these lines. The lines are getting mixed. And yep, look at this. Austria's breaking. Was it enough? Victor getting squashed. Was it enough? We will see pretty soon here. Austria getting run over. Cavalry trying to shift back. It may not be enough, though. France. Ooh, a counter volley. Beautifully done. I appreciate the concentration of not letting units fim each other. Well done on both sides. Like, props to Austria in the midst of a melee, making sure these units don't fim. Can respect that. Uh-oh. Oh, the British general's dead. Here we go. Oh, a square gets formed. Oh my goodness, what bad timing. They charged in too late. Here we go, though. Russia's trying to save it. Trying to charge in the flank. But look at this, France. He's defending this left side while also pushing on the Austria, trying to catch him. We have cavalry poised to charge in and slow down this Austrian line. This is the majority of the coalition that's left. Let's see if McDonald can do it. Here we go. Dragoons going in on the Austrian column. These guys are in trouble, and they probably don't have a lot of squares. Already the morale. Now, of course, we have some cavalry as well. And, of course, with that cavalry countering, McDonald's not going to have a full decisive victory here, but still breaking even more and more of that line infantry. It's becoming easier and easier for the French potentially to defeat the remainder of this Austrian corps. And Russia's gonna have to watch out here. His unit's probably tired, and they're getting shot up. Look at this shooting range. Shooting gallery. Now, this is not over yet, guys, for the coalition. They have cavalry support. More cavalry than actually the French have. The French have the infantry advantage, so it's going to come down to, can the coalition coordinate in the right moments to just shatter the French line? Can they charge in and break with cavalry and infantry without taking heavy losses? That's going to be the trick of the game. France is wisely continually pushing, because the French routing debuff to morale is going to really affect the coalition's ability to stand fast. Cavalry still going in here. The French may be outmatched, but keep in mind that morale, look at this wavering and breaking, is going to keep affecting more and more friendly units. And the coalition the French just have to keep following it as the routing troops are mixed in with the troops that are standing their ground. Think of that, realistically, the morale debuff that would actually give. You're standing there trying to make a stand, and you're watching regiments just breaking and running for the hills, and it would probably be a feeling of, I should join them. Like, everything is lost. Panic is something that affects everybody around you. The more panicked you get, the more it affects other people. We have McDonald now charging against these Hussars. Yeah, you can't even tell who's running and who isn't at this point. Very clean game. I'd say a very clean game from both sides. That was definitely a sacrifice. Victor was not the one, I think, to go after as a coalition. But, I mean, they could have. But Austria was a little too close to the French. And the French, I mean, props to them for seeing, like, wow, our Victor, he is getting just absolutely mobbed by all the cavalry and infantry over here on the right. That means nothing's over here. We can charge and make a push. Now, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Who knows? Some nice counter volleys that may break a couple French units here. But still, they won't be denied. More and more French charging in here. The morale with no general from the British. It's going to start that trickle-down effect yet again. This battle's over. It is definitely over. Yeah.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
Well fought, especially in the center. I loved the push. I think it was an excellent call. Austria was pushing here, and then they pulled back out of nowhere. But it wasn't out of nowhere. It was calculated with the pressure. The British broke here in the center. And I think they recognized that they're collapsing in. We got to pull back and support them. So it was recognition on both sides. Just I love the more experienced player games. Obviously, I mean it's just better. They work well in coordination with each other. Looks like we're gonna have a last heavy cav charge here. Sell their lives dearly. Now this is turning into a Hollywood looking, actually not even, because in Hollywood movies they would all be mixed together, not in these bulk formations where they're fighting each other. You know, I don't know if I know of a single movie I've seen where the armies actually fight like they really would. It wouldn't look like organized chaos where the heroes just running around slicing people and, you know, I don't know. I feel like I would love to see a fight where it's truly that formation fighting each other in a realistic way. I don't think I've seen that. I really don't. If I was rich, I'd make a movie like that. I would make a Napoleon movie and make it very beautifully historically accurate. It would still be awesome. You just have an actor that can, you know, make the part. Like Napoleon, he was an amazing character. He would have an amazing movie without needing to look like a Hollywood, you know, superhero who has to charge. Like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know how did I even get on this tangent? Oh yeah, I was talking about formations and how realistic. Oh yeah, that's right. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I could make a better movie. But, you know, oh well. I actually never saw the Napoleon movie, and I have no desire to, especially after hearing, you know, things about it, how terrible it was, how unrealistic it was. I'm all about realism. That's why I love the games that I love. But anyway, I think this whole thing is done. I'm just gonna hit the fast forward button. And yep, we're gonna see guys breaking. I mean, I don't even have to finish this technically. I can just end results. It's obvious who's winning and who's losing. So I may just do that.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Yeah, guys, so here we go. We have the end results here. A victory for the French. Well done. They definitely took some heavy losses, though. Look at that. Over 1,000 losses for all except for one of the French players. Heavier losses than the other corps, almost. But anyway, we have Sim. I don't know which corps any of these guys are playing, for the French especially, but you have Sim with 1,098 for the kills, Sunny with 926, Archimedes with 752, and Anakin with 1785. On the other side, Data L, he was playing the Cav Corps, the UK Prussia, or the Russia Prussia. He had 1,067. Warno as one of the Austrias with 1021. Emrezer as the British with 1252. And then Xerxes as the other Austria with 348. I think he was the one on the far left that broke so early on against Victor. And boy, you can see, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he had 1168. I'm pretty sure he was the left side. He was outnumbered. It turned, I don't know if that was the pivotal moment of the battle, but still a very, very fun battle to watch. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking around. Sometimes when I don't post for a while, I kind of half expect you guys to just start unsubscribing and leaving. And it's, you know, always a stressful point of checking again and seeing that you guys are faithfully sticking around. Like, that means a lot to me. And I appreciate that you guys understand that I'm not your average YouTuber that pumps out a video every day, and I can't. I can't. And you guys seem to be supportive no matter what I do. Well, that's not true, no matter what I do, but however many videos I manage to get out in a month, you know, I appreciate that you guys stick around. You know, it means a lot. It does. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.